Hey guys, Stacy Customs Games here. Today I'm going to be doing a showcase for the Shovel Knight figures that I made. Mainly because I was watching a few videos of people doing a few playthroughs of the game, and I thought it looked really fun, and I used to have the game on my 3DS before that 3DS got bricked. But enough about that, I just decided I should make these figures because they look cool. And I made Shovel Knight, Plague Knight, Reaper Knight, or Spectre Knight, and King Knight. You could tell which one I put the least amount of effort in. And yeah, not much else to say, but let's get started with this showcase. Okay, so I figured might as well start off with Shovel Knight here, and he's a fairly simple figure. Most of the detail here is in his sculpts, which I spent about 2 hours on. Wasn't that long for a normal sculpt, but it's just a lot of big plating, and also he was also recently featured in my video on how to do some basic sculpting, which you might want to check out, and link not included. And the sealant kind of killed the figure a bit, because he looks a bit dirty and hairy, and that sounds disgusting. But that's what the sealant did, and he has a gloss sealant, and you can see I didn't bother painting inside of his hands, but yeah, he has a small gloss sealant. A while ago I remembered I needed to paint like some gold details on his arm plates, but I decided not to because mainly I'm just lazy, and I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't have noticed until I brought that up. But anyways, this figure is fairly simple. I got a regular minifigure head. I covered the top of it and with clay, then sculpted on some horns later. Sculpted on this little shield looking thing, a bunch of plating on him, and that was about it. The rest of it was just fairly simple paint job, and it was a fun paint job to do also. And he's just very, very shiny. Not much else to say, but I did make him this shovel, which was an absolute pain in the neck, but was also really fun to make. The shovel portion itself looks terrible. I never put sealant on it, so that's why you could see the paint scratching off, but this was an absolute pain to make, but was also really fun to make, and I think the gold looks really nice on it. I got a rod piece, I cut it right here, and then I kind of just had it right there and kind of held it as I tried to sculpt. As I tried to sculpt to keep it, to be able to grab it, so now I believe I never actually tested this out, so I guess it's a bad idea to test this for the first time on camera. But I'm going to see if you can actually hold it. So, 2, 1. And yes, you can. That's fantastic. So yeah, with that being said, hope you guys like this figure. And now let's get on with King Knight, because he's my least favorite figure. Here with King Knight, he is a very, very, very simple figure. He has like a stormtrooper helmet. Not a stormtrooper, but some Star Wars guy. I don't know. And it looked perfect. I was actually going to use a helmet like that as a base for a Shovel Knight, but heavily sanded, but then I decided nah. And I decided not to sand on him because I'm lazy. So now it's just gold. I did take off like this giant fin thing that it had, and at least I did that. And I sculpted a massive crown on it. It doesn't look good at all, but gets the job done. His cape is very annoying, which I stole off of the Superman that I made a while ago. For a tutorial also, and put on a bunch of cotton. It does not look good at all. Painted a big chest plate on him. Sculpted a bit on the arms because he has like big puff to show his royalness, and I painted on boots, and that was about it. Very simple. And I should have also sculpted on these big discs that are red, but I just painted them because I'm very lazy. And I didn't care about this figure. Also made him a cool looking scepter, and I didn't bother really trying when I was painting it because I just wanted to paint it really quick for a picture. And there's a bit of a red dot right there for a jewel. Well, yeah, that's it for him. Now let's get started with Plague Knight. Alrighty, now Plague Knight here is a very simple figure who I just decided to go ahead and just make him look very simple, and I decided to make him have short legs. It just felt like I should when I was looking at the art. There aren't any wrinkles or anything on him, which is something that I decided to do because his robe looks nice, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't look very wrinkly. So I just did that, and I got some electrical tape and did an atrocity right here for the rest of his lab coat. It does not look good at all. I sculpted a small necklace, and that doesn't go all the way around. And I tried my absolute hardest to make a hoodie out of electrical tape, but it was not working at all. So I just decided to use an actual Lego one, and it actually looks really good. And of course, the noose, the plague doctor mask thingy, I sculpted that. It could look a bit better. The paint jobs could be a bit better, but oh well. And I still think it looks pretty good and gets the job done. You could see some of the parts where I didn't want to paint inside from the clay when I just stuck it onto a Lego head. And I'm pretty sure this head is removable. I just painted the head black and then sculpted on this after putting on the hoodie. But I'm scared that the nose is gonna break off, so I'm not gonna do that. And yeah, not much else there. He has two dots on his knee because he has like knee braces. His hands are a bit painted, and he's all glossed. I don't know why I put gloss sealant. That's a mystery, but yeah, not much else to say. But now, oh, and also I didn't make him an accessory, but I did give him this. But now with that being said, let's get to the last figure of this video, and he is amazing in my opinion. Here we have the Spectre Knight. And this boy took me a while to make. And first off, there's a lot of decision making with this. I didn't know how I was going to make this figure in any way. I just knew I wanted to, and I knew I wanted him to look cool. And he still doesn't look fantastic, 'cause, like this big mark. I should have added some more tape to kind of cover that, but oh well. And I had to make him look very ragged looking. And there's just an absolute ton of tape. And this is actually the tape I used for my leg when it was injured. It still is injured, but this is a athletic tape. And that's what that look that it has I knew the look was perfect. Like the feelingness of cloth was amazing. And this last minute I sculpted like little balls because I saw they did like skulls on there, and that's why they aren't 100% hand painted. They're somewhat gray. There's a mixed color of metal, and that of like a beige metal. The thing right here, the knight thing. It was not much detail on the robe, just the black and some wrinkles right here. And that was it. But he had his head, which was slightly sculpted, and then I put in some lines on there, and yeah, and the back is not detailed at all. That's where I kind of put all the ends, so that way it wouldn't look ugly on here, on the front. But this scepter is one of the reasons why I love this figure for so much. I don't know why. But this was made out of a rod. If you guys remember my old Fortnite showcases of my Reaper figure, I broke that axe. I got a rod. Since you could see like how it had a shape, I kept that shape, and then I used a sander or a Dremel tool, and a cheap Dremel tool, and I just kind of destroyed it, and it looks like it gives it a good wood look on it, and it has indents everywhere, and it looks really nice in my opinion. Then I got little scythe looking thing, that's what I was looking for, but I got a scythe thing from Ninjago. I covered it in electrical tape, sanded it, cut it a bit, and then painted it, and then it looks awesome in my opinion. But it is freaking tall, and that's amazing in my opinion, because the scepter in the game is freaking tall. It's about as tall as him, if not taller, and I just broke the fig a little bit so I can lift up his arm. But yeah, it looks like this, and that's amazing. But that's about it for this figure, and that's about it for the showcase. So I'm going to finish up this segment, and then finish up this video. Okay, now thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. These figures took me a while to finish. This was a small break for my Iron Man 2 figures, which are still right here. But while I was making these figures, I realized that Endgame is only a month away. So then I had a mild panic attack, so I'm going to be working exclusively on those until I'm done with the figures. So far at the time of this recording, I only finished my red suit Captain Marvel, which I will not show you. But trust me, I believe you guys are going to love it. on my Discord, people have had nothing but positive. They say they really like it, so I hope you guys will like it when I eventually showcase it with the endgame showcase. I am starting on the quantum realm suits. I'm only going to work on 2. And then whatever the plan is for after that, I don't know. I hope I'll be able to make the suits by then, or all the figures for endgame by then. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the showcase. These figures took me a while. I really liked most of these figures, aside from King Knight. King Knight was kind of half-hearted. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and goodbye.